We know that he played in the WHL, and I know there's been a lot of jokes of like, yeah, WHL, tough league, Gavin McKenna, he's an ass kicker. There's a lot of ass kickers who aren't out here getting arrested. First, let's talk about Gavin McKenna, who is on jail watch. We kid. Gavin McKenna, or actually, I don't know. I mean, he was arrested, charged with felony aggravated assault.
I don't think arrested, right? Just charged. Can you be charged without being arrested?
No, he had to post bail.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, it was a good question
bail.
as you were asking, but I thought about like he had to pay $20,000 to get away from someplace. So
he's
probably arrested.
Prison watch. He went to jail. He's on prison watch now.
Okay, so this broke yesterday. We were Pete and I were on a business meeting, and I got a text from a friend that said Gavin McKenna had two choices: be a superstar who will make millions of dollars and not go to prison. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here? And I read the story, and we don't have all the information, but we're getting it. After the outdoor game that Penn State played on January 31st at Beaver Stadium, McKenna allegedly punched a 21-year-old in the face, resulting in facial injuries that required surgery. There's reports of a broken jaw, a concussion, lost teeth. He's been charged with felony aggravated assault and 2 other counts. He was arraigned on the charges and released on $20,000 bail. Preliminary hearing for the case is scheduled for February 11th. We were together, Pete, when this dropped, and we just kind of said holy shit to each other a bunch of times, and we were shocked because we don't know so much about Gavin McKenna off the ice. We know that he played in the WHL, and I know there's been a lot of jokes of like, yeah, WHL, tough league, Gavin McKenna, he's an ass kicker. There's a lot of ass kickers who aren't out here getting arrested. So I needed to know more. I think we still need to know more. There is a rumor going around that McKenna was defending a family member who was berated. Apparently, there's a rumor, so we don't know if it's true. There's like a text out there. We're not going to we don't know if it's true. But
it was sent, according to the screenshot that I saw, the text was sent on Sunday, which would have been like the day after, I believe, the game. So like this person did not wait until like the report came out. So it was days ago, and apparently there was a person berating McKenna's mom who was with him at this place. It was like a team function and just wouldn't let off the gas, and then McKenna went after him.
And if that happened, then obviously
stocks don't change. Stocks maybe go up.
Destroy that person. If someone's fucking talking about your mom like that, it's understandable. Yeah, Sean?
Did you see the comments from his teammates on his most recent Instagram post?
Yes. A lot of UFC
a bunch
fighters.
Of UFC things. Also, I generally have this opinion about like celebrities. It happens a lot with rappers when they get in trouble for like drugs and stuff. If you're that big of a deal, you got to have a fall guy with you at all times. Like Gavin McKenna shouldn't be the one having to deal with this if this is what happened. But I am certainly, if all of that is true, I would say it's a positive quality.
Now, I think that there's two schools of thought here. It's like, one, you should probably like keep your wits about you, especially when you have so much on the line as Gavin McKenna, consensus #1 overall pick. You gotta know that, you gotta keep your cool, keep your composure. Don't put your team, don't put yourself in a bad spot. Don't put the brand in a bad spot. But also on a human element, if you're talking shit, calling my mom names, being a real asshole. I've stood on the opinion many times that some people deserve to be punched in the face. The world will be a better place if you were allowed to punch some people in the face. I stand on that. And if this kid retaliated in the heat of the moment because somebody called his mom names and would not let off the gas, I am not changing my opinion or formulating an opinion on this kid based off of this one event.
People in the chat, some, and obviously everyone's going to have thoughts on this. And again, we don't know what happened or if this rumor is true, like noting that, okay, that could explain why he did it. It's still illegal. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But it's the reason versus good reason thing. Like, it's understandable if that's what happened, that if a kid was having his mom berated in front of him with some bad language, that they would want to fight somebody and that they would punch someone for it, if that's what happened. So if that's what happened, of course, still illegal. You still get arrested. You still get charged with X, Y, and Z. But
still a mistake, and it may not be a character-defining mistake or a character-altering mistake.
Yes, exactly. Like it would not color Gavin McKenna for me in a way that makes me think this is someone who's going to be out getting in trouble on the weekends and give him that classic like character concerns label. I do need to note this, though. If there is a possibility that that rumor is true, there is also a possibility that that rumor, of course, is not true. And if that rumor is not true, holy fuck, what a shitty few days for a kid getting his jaw broken and then everyone in the world thinking that he's talking shit about somebody's mom. Like, no one feels bad for you even for a second. They're like, holy fuck, you got rocked. You're the fucking worst.
Yeah, but have you seen the price of tuition these days? I think that maybe I'd take that trade. I would get my jaw broken, and I would have everybody think that I'm the worst, and if it meant that I didn't have to pay for college. And I think this kid's probably going to end up being taken care of, shall we say, as a result of this whole thing.
And I like you mentioned, there's people in the chat of different opinions, whatever. I get that, like, yeah. If regardless of what the reason is, there's got to be some kind of accountability for somebody who breaks somebody's jaw. But I wouldn't say that, like, I don't think like sending an 18-year-old to prison for something like this, even if like the reason is not what the rumors are, is like, I think that's a miscarriage of justice. Like, I don't think that is a proper way to, like, especially if it was 20 years, which is the max sentence for felony assault. Like, that is not justice for an 18-year-old punching another 18-year-old. That would be like a ridiculous over punishment, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I don't think. Yeah. I know that like the it says like maximum 20 years. Like, I don't think anybody really thinks he's going to get significant jail time.
Or even the fine, I think, is up to $25,000. And even if that happens, like, I think he's making like $700,000 this year.
Yeah,
he's good for it.
That's my point. Is that, like, I don't think, like, this kid's, like, McKenna's, regardless, honestly, of what the reason is, like, McKenna's career getting ruined or something like that is a fair punishment for what McKenna did. Like, there needs to be accountability of some sort, fine, whatever, but, like, I don't think this is something that an 18-year-old should have his life, like, dramatically altered for.
Well, that brings to, like, do you feel like his stock changes at all right now? Because obviously we don't have the full story, full information, but, like, based off of the information that came out yesterday, and, like, I think a lot of the instant conversation was, holy shit, he may not go number one anymore. Do you feel any particular way about that today?
I mean, you know the joke that I made immediately, which it's not good to make jokes as soon as this comes out, but I was like, holy fuck, the Bruins are going to get Gavin McKenna with the Leafs pick.
I did tweet, can't believe the Bruins are going to get Fraser Minton and Gavin McKenna for Brandon Carlo. So that was kind of my thought as well.
I think there's a lot of people that will naturally go to the NHL has been much easier on people that have been accused of much worse.
Yes.
So I have a hard time believing, like, Gavin McKenna. If Gavin McKenna doesn't go first overall, it's because he had a bad year in college, not because, like, on the ice, not because he punched somebody. And it's not like he punched an old person or a woman or a child. He punched another guy his age. Like, I have a hard time believing that GMs are going to hold that against him.
Pete, you mentioned what you tweeted. I only had one tweet about this, but it got a lot of action, which is not typically my social media experience. Caleb Jones was also suspended yesterday, or not also. Caleb Jones was suspended for violating the PED policy in the NHL, so he's out for 20 games. I tweeted, NHL suspends Caleb Jones 20 games for little drugs. NHL suspends Gavin McKenna 0 games for violent crime. Make it make sense. And that went as perfectly as it possibly could. I had some friends jumping in right away to kind of, like, grease it. Getting, like, Megan Kelly jumped in, the good Megan Kelly, saying, like, if things were fair, this guy wouldn't step foot in an NHL game for the rest of the season. People responded to that saying, yeah, make it make sense. Maybe it's just, like, Elon's Twitter and certain things. I thought that, like, certain words were off Twitter. and were banned from Twitter. And that, like, I did not see certain language for years on Twitter.
Yeah, that's because you turned off replies.
You know, yeah. This one I had replies on. There were a lot of just like, well, he doesn't play in the NHL, so they can't suspend him. But some of the language, my goodness. And then you had the best part of these sorts of things where there were people who were just like hovering over this tweet, waiting for people to not get it so they could dunk on him. Absolute blast. All's well that ends well there.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.